My name is Mansu Kim, work at Untitled Solutions.
Emphasize more from S generative to CATIA the workflow.
Nice, right? But and
Right,
also
right.
remember that this is not only the result, it's all including the structures. So you can see, we will see the template how it works until for today, right? Igor.
Yes, if you
So
don't mind, yeah.
yeah, I don't mind. So
Yeah,
okay,
just try to be very honest. These are very helpful because there are a lot of tips. If no one really tell you, you need to spend time to learn to find out unless people are as smart as you can figure out by him or herself.
yeah. So because it's CATIA is a parametrics, you are usually learning the command, but you don't learn the process, how to build the process.
Right,
So it
right.
really
That
depends
is
on the
very
person. Their ability is different. Okay, so now we will create the automation. So we need to have a output automations. So let's call that automation number. So we're going to put here the output here when by automations. Let's switch the template engineer. I will use the here engineer rules and capture. So this command you can make a list and automations, script, whatever, many things you can do. For now, we don't need the input list because we only using this input and we'll turn on. Use this alive input, right? So this input and input don't have a list for now. So but output have a list, right? So output can create the list inside of the script. So for today, we will use the knowledge pattern. So by knowledge pattern clicking, you can create the script. So have you ever used knowledge pattern script?
no, no. I never
Okay.
use engineering rule capture.
Okay, so maybe I can explain. This is the space you will recording it, like deep, deep correlations of parameters and some comments. We call the syntax, creating some stuff like you can create a line or you can create some things. Then also there is a generations comment. Since after update, there's no generations. Options are cleaned, seems like. So then also you can search when you're clicking some syntax, you will know how to use them. Like within the blank, you need to put something like, for example, when you wanna create the, okay, let's say I will create the message first. Let's say message. Message command like message. This is the message command. And when you see it here, there's instructions how to use them. So you need to have a string,
Yes.
right? So strings will like hello, for example, hi. So this is the strings treat as a text. But if you don't have this and hi word, for example. So you when you create some script, so this will learn by you have a knowledge pattern, and when you learn, you will have some script are loading. Okay. So
Yes.
So like this kind of method, line to line, it will create some things, whatever you are scripting here. Okay, so this knowledge pattern is function for using the EKL language. So we using here EKL language. So EKL is languages for created by Dassault system for CATIA. So actually, when we make something relationship here, those are all EKL actually. Those are all EKL. So it's embedded to CATIA, and you are now as a template engineer able to using EKL script here. Okay. So knowledge pattern is one of the you can use inside of the 3D shape for repeating some things because it's called the pattern, right? But pattern with knowledge. So it's knowledge pattern. But there's another functions like using reactions or the actions that same maybe is similar content, but actions like you need to change input yourself, for example. The reactions will respond automatically when conditions, you need to give in the conditions, something like that. But basically here, knowledge pattern, you can do all the process what you want. So here, let's say in this time, easily, and I just will give you a few syntax we were going to use. And then there's a dictionary. You can search some command. Then also here, the language browser, you can search all the types and the syntax, how to use, or what is the functionality. So you can search it here. For example, here's the input. What is those input? Even by clicking, you will know this is a line. Okay. So when you're clicking this is the curve. So CATIA have a category for each element. For example, line is here you see line is under the curve. So this is the the categorize everything you can see here in CATIA say feature. Okay, then like a wireframe treat as we call as a curve. A curve including line and arc or spline and polyline, those things, right? So those are very sub element, and then going up, so you will cover bigger and bigger. See, and treat picture can cover as a geometrical set is picture, line is pictures, knowledge pattern is pictures, everything is picture, but inside, by clicking, you will know what is functionality. For example, power copy is treated as a power copy. The parameter you see here, a little different name. Advisor parameter set. So when you're scripting something, you want to grab this parameter set, you need to use this name. Slightly different from what you are using, CATIA, but this is programming language, so it defined or as a programming aspect. So there's something owner, child, or something URS. So those are all the things you can see. And when you click it, comment, there's an explanation. Sometimes you can achieve how to do that. And when you click the curve, so what you can do with the curve, for example, area by curve. This is the input, right? Curve using curve as input. So if you have across the curve, you can calculate the area command. But also function and returning types. For example, boundary. You can create the boundary command using the surface, for example. The output will be a curve here, not the input here, but you will when you're using this syntax, the output will be curve, something like that.
Right.
So it's a little bit complex if you are not have experience about programming language, but we will not explain everything, but we'll know one by one by what we are doing using it, right?
Yes.
Much easier, I think, than explain everything like this, like that.
Right,
The same
right,
for
right.
me. I'm not a prompt programmer, so therefore I had a lot of error and repeat error and repeat. There is, because I'm from design side, not from the programming side. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult for me, but by keep doing it, so you will understand and
Right.
having a capability much better little by little. So here, what we are going to do is repeat this one by input length, right? Input count, right? So what we need to do is first time we need to make a picture because the power copy we will loading it. So power copy is a picture. So declarations is let f and treat as a picture, please, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can use the f parameter as a picture here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other stuff, maybe you need to rotate them, the loop. So we need to have an integer. How many times rotate them, right? So let I as an integer. So we have a picture and integer declarations now. And let's say f I will use the command available for now because options problem, but I can search here. We call the instantiation template. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here, instantiation template is we have a 3 comma. So what we need is here resource. So resource is power copy by string, right? And destinations. So resource by text. We will name it this one, PW number. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
first comma is finished. And second one is destinations. Here. So you're clicking the geometric asset output here. So I will gonna store this power copy instantiate in under this geometric asset. Okay. So, but we will going to repeat them, right? So therefore,
Mm-hmm.
I will define loop I equal 1. It will start from 1. And the comment for I while I less than this number, total count. Okay. So you can double clicking here to bring it here. Forward. So until this means you still need this big blank. So within this inside, you will repeating it until I become a total count 15. So it's become looping 15 times. Okay.
Right.
So by tap button, you can change the positions for easy to recognizations. So here we have a instantiation template W, and after you finish the power copy, you need to have end power copy and the power copy. So we have another function here. Wait, okay, I will turn on the options. Parameter, load extent. So this one will call all the packages available. We'll go again. And now we have a generative functionality. Okay, good. So there's instantiation template, good, and the modify template. Yeah, this one, and the modify template and the picture. Right? So this picture is F. So power copy will end from here, and then repeat again the power copy, something like that. So, but we need to redefine them. Let's see. There's a command syntax error if you did something wrong. So if there's no syntax error, it works. Okay. So without defining inside, let's try. It will. I first one on it, and then learn. You will having an error, right? Some inputs missing because power copy we define the input and the knowledge template don't recognize what is the input, right? So we need to the input recognitions here. So we have a 3 input app. Now we're using this inside of app power copy inside. So set input, I want to input. So set attribute object, because this is object, not the parameter, right? So set attribute object. And so this is syntax using the pitch string and the picture. So string is name input 01 underbar 01. So this is the here, and we'll replace the another input here. But for here, this is the one we were going to use. So always this one, good. And you can create another input as well. I will just change the name, input 01, and 02, and 03. And I will delete this object as a combining as second. And here, the translate as a third input. Good, right? Okay, let's try again. So let's learn. So it will going to create, right? So we have now 15 member, but they are not moving it, right? They are not moving it. So we need to know, we need to use the knowledge patterns inside. When you are looping it before end, you need to change the parameters, right? So yes. There's a many way to get this parameter, but while the learnings, you can't clicking inside this output, right? Therefore, maybe this time, just simply for today, let's just click in this one. This one. So my count equal 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So my count equal same as I, correct? So I, when first time I, and the next time loop I become a 2, and I become 3 like that. So it will belong to I always. Okay. Okay. And I will delete them. And then let's try again. So now we have a result.
That's cool.
Because,
yes.
Because while looping the power copy, the I starting from 10. It should be starting from let's see, what is that? 15? It is 51. Yeah, first time when you instantiate, it was starting from 10, right? So this one, I think no need. It's the first one. So starting from so always 15, then the next time you will learn it becomes 16. So it's somewhere out there. So we need to fix this. here, before you loop, so this count is always 0, right? Then here you will know, no, let's say 1. So you will know the 0 will become a cause error. So 1, so from 1, it will increase I, right? So let's see again. Markup is here now because we changed it in automations. But running this, it will change it from 1 to create the other one, and 2, 3, and after that, it return to 15 for now, right? So I will change the total account, maybe 630. So it's always good to start from small accounts because you want to test it before create a big amount, right? So running this. So now it will take a little bit time because it becomes double. View and perspective view. Nice, right? But and also remember that this is not only the result, it's all including the structures. So therefore, you still modify them by, for example, the parameters. It will take time, but yeah, something like that. So because all are connected, you can still modify them. And if you want to change the parameter this now, so it should be this one. So if you want to like something like this, it will be update. So because we made like this kind of process.
Right, right.
Maybe for this is okay.
These are good.
For today, yeah.
These are very good, for beginner, because first time learner for me, this explains a lot.
Yeah, I know. And you see, maybe this and this is you can even, if you want to see the variations together, maybe I will switch to detail design. See, anytime, but if you have a mind, power copy creation is just power copy, so you can hide. So this is our process, right? So
Yes.
you'll remember that when you change the positions, you will have a different one. So here, let's say, or it should be a direction slope. So this is the X direction. So because we changed the angles here, so let's try to positions here, 5,000, and here 5,000 as well. So now, you see, you can compare a little bit more, or just, yeah, a little bit more. You can see like this, and then the stop, you will gonna change. You can compare the designs, this and this, right?
Right.
So modeling's doing like this way, you can have a lot of variations for comparing, and a little bit for making fun. So this line, for example, you actually want to make it curve, not a line. Can it achieve? Yes, of course. So we're going to change the line. We'll replace it by curve. So let's create the curve. curve, maybe we will control by sketch as well. Click here and positions and parallel to this line. Okay. So now you can have a, let's say, this kind of a curve, for example, too big, or maybe I will make a smaller, something like that. So just you can replace them, this line to this line, right? So let's see the history by replacing command. So remember the directions same. I've started creating like from here to here. And this will error because this sketch shouldn't use this line, but since I use it, sorry. So I will return it. Defining the support. I shouldn't use this line because it will replace them, right?
Right.
So
Right.
or maybe X line, coordinates X line. I should use this one. Okay, good. So again, replace line to line. And another errors. So don't worry errors because you can fix them later on. But you see, this sketch was belong to the this plan and something long support items here. You see, it should be parallel line. Curve is not treated as a line, right? So we will know everything why it's cause error. So this should be a X line, not the curve. This one, because this line will replace this one. All the children will update. So maybe this one as well. Change the support as a X line X. So now we have a automations. Last one we failed, but maybe because of the length distantiations. Sometimes that couldn't cover this arc and making it something like that. That's why cause error. But you see here, the inputs are changed from here to here, right? So it really depends on how you build the process. And also you always can change the process and make it really connect, like that. So these automations avoid of errors because it didn't run again, but just updated. But by rerunning, recreations, it will works well. Because it calculates the length from this line, not this line anymore, right?
Right.
So it will be fun. But this is today is maybe very simple test of knowledge pattern for today.
These are great.
Yeah. So, but slightly we will control the main input, creating input list, and you see when you see the parametric design, you need to control the many differences and inputs as well. And not only the one direction, so the two directions, you need to control them.
Right.
So maybe it's a good start for today.
Right. This is very good start, and I really appreciate that you Google the image from. You just Google the image, the parametric facade, because those are created by Grace Harper. And what you are showing is that in CATIA, this is also very easy to do. I think that really demonstrates people the power. That's good. I think there is always a false idea from people who don't know CATIA. They always thought that CATIA can only do the detailed things. without
Yeah.
understand CATIA can also do something like this, very conceptual at the beginning. And that would be a very good thing for the architectural firms to understand the true power. And that would really help people to really open their mind to explore CATIA. So this is great. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope so. Then let's move on to X generative
Please.
design.